The new Cold War? Biden ups military aid to Ukraine as Russia expands the nuclear arsenal. The Biden administration recently approved an increase in military aid to Ukraine, as Russia continues to expand its nuclear arsenal. This comes amid growing tensions between the two countries, leading some to question whether a new Cold War is on the horizon. We'll explore the implications of Biden's decision and how it could shape the geopolitics of the region in the coming years. As part of a $700 million weapons package that is anticipated to be presented on Wednesday, U.S. Vice President Joe Biden has agreed to give Ukraine cutting-edge rocket missiles that can strike precisely at far-off Russian sites. According to top administration officials, the United States is supplying Ukraine with high-mobility artillery rocket systems that can hit targets up to 80 kilometers, 50 miles, away with accuracy in exchange for assurances that they won't use the missiles to launch attacks inside of Russia. According to U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, Russia is meantime building and modernizing its nuclear arsenal at a time when Russian President Vladimir Putin has often suggested he could use nuclear weapons to defend Russia. The world has witnessed Putin engage in highly irresponsible nuclear saber-rattling as the Kremlin pursues its cruel and unwarranted war of choice against Ukraine, Austin added. He said this at a ceremony for the new leader of the American Strategic Command, which is in charge of the nation's nuclear arsenal. Experts estimate that Russia possesses the greatest arsenal of nuclear weapons in the world, with close to 6,000 warheads, according to a recent Pentagon strategy statement on nuclear weapons. About 90% of the world's nuclear warheads are held by Russia and the United States collectively. This is enough to wipe out the globe numerous times. Putin stated on Friday that although communication between Russian and American intelligence services was at least continuing, Russia's nearly total loss of trust in the West would make a final settlement over Ukraine much more difficult to accomplish. Putin criticized the failure of the Minsk agreements, which were reached between Kyiv and the Russian-backed separatist groups in eastern Ukraine in 2014 and 2015 and revealed at a press conference in the Kyrgyz capital Bishkek, to be implemented at the start of the conflict in Ukraine. Both a ceasefire and constitutional reform were mandated by these agreements. We still thought we might reach an accord within the framework of the Minsk peace agreements. What else can be said? The subject of confidence is brought up, Putin said. Trust is also practically non-existent by nature. Putin has emphasized his invasion of Ukraine as a battle to defend Russia against an aggressive collective West more and more since suffering a string of military setbacks. Russia is attempting to buy large numbers of ballistic missiles from Iran in addition to other weaponry. In exchange, it is providing Tehran with a previously unheard-of amount of military and technological assistance, according to Britain's UN Ambassador Barbara Woodward on Friday. Additionally, according to Woodward, Russia utilized hundreds of drones, also known as unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, that Iran had provided to it since August to murder civilians and illegally target civilian infrastructure in Ukraine. According to Woodward, who spoke to reporters, Russia is currently trying to get more weapons, including hundreds of ballistic missiles. Ukrainians claim they are engaged in a freedom battle against an invading aggressor. Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, said in a video message on Friday that although conditions are extremely challenging in some important locations of the Donbas front in eastern Ukraine, Kyiv soldiers are successfully resisting Russian attacks while suffering heavy casualties. Zelensky added that Bakhmut, one of the latest fighting's focal points, had been destroyed by Russian forces. Zelensky asserted that a court should hold Russia accountable for its war crimes at an international meeting in Kyiv for the protection of humanity against crimes of aggression. He also described the Ukrainian peace formula as 10 points. From energy security to the release of all prisoners of war and deportees kept on Russian soil, he added, from nuclear security to the restoration of the territorial integrity of our state. We must ensure the genuine culpability of the terrorist state for this war, return the Ukrainian flag to all Ukrainian cities and communities, and guarantee the safety of all Ukrainians after this conflict is over. The Ukrainian president said it is a pleasure to represent the battle of Ukrainians and the spirit of Ukraine at a Time magazine event on the amazing people and happenings of 2022, which was devoted to Zelensky and the spirit of Ukraine. He expressed gratitude to everyone for helping his nation.